Gamescom 2012, our viewers know that I love racing games, so we're looking at the new Need for Speed title. With me here is one of the creators of the game. Could you please tell us your name and your role in development of the new Need for Speed?
Yeah, so I'm Jim Ferris. I'm the marketing director for Criterion Games, working on Need for Speed Most Wanted.
The special thing about this new title is Criterion Games is in. So, as a fan of Burnout Paradise, I was really looking forward to a new kind of Need for Speed experience. What's your vision with Most Wanted?
For us, the idea of Most Wanted was great. We all played and loved the game, and at Criterion, we're not about making sequels to other people's games. For us, it was really about taking that great idea and reimagining it in a way that we felt would be relevant to gamers in today's universe in 2012. So for us, it was really about Need for Speed Most Wanted is being most wanted amongst your friends. For us, the friends are always at the center of competition, and that makes things just so much more fun to play. So that was really what started. That was the spark for us when we started out to make this game. And we thought about what were some of the great things that we wanted to bring to that. An open world experience. We learned a lot from Burnout Paradise that we could think about how we want to do things differently. How could we approach this game world, our city of Fairhaven, which is the city that we put into the game, and make this a very unique experience, one that was unique to Need for Speed now, because it is about having these great cars that you've dreamed of that are real, and being able to upgrade those cars with modifications that will improve your performance as you work your way through the city and compete in both our single player and multiplayer experiences, both very, very deep and rich with a lot of gameplay.
Seeing the presentation, one thing that struck me was that you have all the cars from the start. What's that all about?
So at Criterion, it's always about challenging convention. You know, for us, when you think about Need for Speed, you have all these incredible cars. We believe that we have probably the biggest variety of vehicles you'll ever see in a Need for Speed game. And for us, we thought, why would you start with a not-so-good car and work your way to an okay car to finally get to the car you really want to drive? For us, it was all about you should be able to drive that car whenever you want. If you can find it, you can drive it. So the entire world, for us, an open world really meant it should have open gameplay. The whole world is open, the cars are all available. There are 10 cars that you'll still have to work your way to try and get, and that's the most wanted list. Those are the most wanted cars. So we do have 10 that you'll have to earn by taking out guys that are already driving those vehicles in the single player. Yeah, it's all about having that open experience. And everything that you do, we introduced a system called Autolog when we made Need for Speed Hot Pursuit. And when we thought about taking that idea of the Autolog system and evolving it to now Autolog 2.0 and putting that into an open world, where it's measuring everything that's happening with the gameplay. The fastest runs through speed cameras, the longest jumps that you'll have busting through billboards. We added a new feature, again, just having fun about competition amongst friends. The person who has the longest jump, you smash through billboards as you go over the jumps. The person with the longest jumps, their picture appears on that billboard. So your friends are literally put right into the game, and there's nothing better than just going smashing right through one of your friends' face as you go to try and get the longest jump. And all of this is dynamic. Your images appear in their game world, their images appear in your game world, and again, it's all about that competition and keeping people having fun with their friends.
Looking at the social experience, there is a big single-player part, and the even probably larger part of the multiplayer, because are we seeing the most wanted list of my friends also within a single player?
So speed points are the system that we use to calculate the most wanted list, and you earn speed points in everything that you do. So whether you're playing single player, whether you're playing multiplayer, you're always earning speed points. So you will always be tracking who is at the top of that most wanted list amongst your friends. But you have that macro list, the most wanted list, which is your total speed points. But the fun is that even if you're not at the top of that most wanted list, but you're the best at jumps, or you love to drive the fastest, you can still inside the game world see that you're actually at the top of every speed camera, or it's all about allowing gamers to play the way they want to. We believe in 2012 that the game should come to you, that you should be able to have the options to play the way you want. If you're playing in single player and you want to go to a race, you can bring up your Easy Drive system, which is a navigation system that we allow players to stay in the world. They can use their D-pad, or if they have Connect, they can actually use voice control and actually speak commands that will, while they're driving, allow them to put modifications on their car, allow them to look at different races and events that are available to them, allow them to set navigation so that they can drive to those events, or if they want to, they can just jump right to it and just go from race to race to race. So it was all about making this accessible to the player, giving them a ton of gameplay, and really allowing them to enjoy the experience the way they want to.
Speaking of Kinect, is there anything special about the mobile versions of the game?
So for the mobile versions, the iOS and Android versions, and Vita as well. So it's 4 on the go. So we introduced Cloud Compete, which is a new feature within Need for Speed Most Wanted and our Autolog system, which allows players, no matter what platform they're playing on, to be competing in that Most Wanted list, earning speed points. So if I were playing on my console and I left and picked up my Sony Vita version and continued to play, I would earn speed points that would continue to move me up on that Most Wanted list. It will also move me up in speed levels. So speed levels are a progression system within multiplayer. So the more speed points you earn, the higher your speed level, and the more unlocks you get within the multiplayer experience. The more modifications available. So it really allows players to compete against one another constantly, whether they're at home or on the go, and always have their friends connected.
Thank you very much. I have one last question. Besides the game, kind of private. What would you say is the car, the brand, the vehicle you want to drive for yourself in real life?
So Need for Speed Most Wanted is a huge variety of cars, but my favorite within the game probably, and outside of the game, I would have to say is the Porsche 911 Carrera S. It's our hero car for a reason. I love it, and I work on the marketing side. To drive that car is absolutely amazing. We actually have an exclusive Porsche relationship for this game. We will also have the new 918, which is a very cool car that's going into production. But the Carrera S for me is that perfect car, driving fast in the city, where you can jump and just have that incredible feeling. I drive that car the way I wish I could in real life.